obviously there continues to be a lot of reports surrounding the future of Coutinho. I have to ask you, last transfer window, obviously the club made it clear that he wasn't for sale. Has that position at all changed? And what do you expect to happen in this window should another bid come in for it in Barcelona?
Look, all the things I could say now, and would only create stories. You write the stories anyway. So I have nothing to say about it. That's actually how it is. That's how it is. So it's a transfer window. Well, but that's all. That's all. And I know that means already I opened the door halfway because I mentioned that it's a transfer window, but there's nothing to say about. So what would help me or the player or the club? Okay, this was now the wrong direction, but that's actually the only thing I'm interested. And that's all.
I could phrase it differently then and say, do you have to consider at this stage the possibility of having to replace him in this transfer window?
Whatever you can consider, obviously, is not my cup of tea. So sorry to say that. It sounds a little bit harsh, but I'm not interested in that as well. So nothing, really nothing to say about. Maybe 80% of the cameras are only here because of these answers. That's waste of time then. Yeah, that's it.
Can we check then on his fitness at least? Is he available for this cup game against Everton? Same with Salah as well. And is Virgil van Dijk ready to start?
Mo and Phil are not available, so it's not possible. With Virgil, it's different. We have to see he's obviously healthy. Now I have to make a decision for this game, but it's not finally done. So we'll see what we do with him. It's clear that centre half is a position usually needs to be tuned to the rest of the team, the kind of defending stuff like that. But of course, I can imagine that everybody is kind of desperate to see him on the pitch. But as for I said it before, from our point of view, there's no rush in the situation, and it's much more important how many good games he can play for us than how many and when it starts. So, but yeah, not decided. So because it's how it always is in this period. So we have to wait a little bit for last updates on each position, and then we make the lineup. But the lineup will be a lineup which shows all the respect we have for the FA Cup. I know that a few people said that I don't respect cup competition or stuff like that enough, but that's actually not the truth. So maybe we have to make it a little bit more obvious.
You've said in the past that you don't feel pressure to win trophies, but having been here for a few seasons, do you feel now your squad is more ready and more capable now?
No, I have pressure to win trophies, of course, but that's you're right. I don't feel it really because it's a fact. So it's nothing you feel. It's not something you know, and that's the only thing I said about that. And we were capable of winning trophies in my first season when I was here. Yeah, in the second season we would have been as well. Didn't too well in the cup competition. Carabao Cup we won the semi-final again. FA Cup I don't know exactly when we left this competition, but no, it's we don't waste opportunities. We want to be as successful as possible in all what we are doing, and so this is a very big opportunity, and that means, of course, we are really spot on. We really want to go. We know about the importance. That's all clear. But then there's an opponent as well, probably with similar targets, and we have to respect that first. So to talk about winning something before you play the first round sounds already a little bit disrespectful. So we know that it will be a tough game, but for Everton as well, that's the most important news maybe, and we will try everything to go in the next round. That's all what we are thinking about.
Is it even more important given the position in the league at the moment?
No. It's always important. I don't think that anybody would say if you are the first in the table that you say then, yeah, come on, who wants to be the FA Cup winner? So it's a big competition, very, very big competition, and so that's clear. That doesn't mean anything, to be honest. It's just another opportunity for us, and a very, very good one. But how I said, first of all, we have to play our first round, and that's now against Everton. And I think so far we showed in all the games we played that we really want to win. There was never, I don't think that the boys ever left any doubt. And so that's good, but that's what we have to show again.
Mike? Jurgen, we all know in footballing terms how important finishing in the top four is, and financial terms as well these days. How important to you, though, is it to win that first piece of silverware? And these days, obviously, the cup competitions offer better opportunities.
Well, very important, but it's not in my hands to judge all these things. So we have only to be as successful as possible, and that's what we really try every day. We try to improve. We try to develop our game. We try to be more unpredictable. We try to be more go threat, defending better. That's what you always do. And in this league, obviously, and in this cup competition, now the FA Cup, there are only top teams around, and so you need to be ready all 3 days, and that's what we showed pretty much so far in this season, especially. And we have to do it again. But it's not that you can dream every day. The dream of winning silverware is more a given thing. So you know you want to have it, and we all know how desperate our supporters are to get something. I can believe me that we have exactly a similar mood. We're exactly as greedy on things like that as we all are. They all are, and that's all to say about. But we have to prove it on the pitch. It's not that I cannot win the FA Cup in a press conference, so we have to be really good in the games, and that's first of all. And if we go through, there will wait another top team, and then another one, and so that's how it is. So we need to be ready always, and. But to be honest, it doesn't help if you make it too big in front of a game, because I said that we have pressure is a fact, but it's not allowed to feel it all the time. You have to use it much more. So, and we have to use the quality of our players. We have to use the quality of the squad, to be successful at the end. And that's what we really. That's how I said. I think we are on a good way, but we have to prove it every day.
Tactical approach in this game from Everton than you saw a few weeks back, given that it's a knockout competition?
They changed already. I don't know now. Sam is not long enough at Everton that I could touch it really well. But when we made analyze it, in all apart from our game, in all the other games they had a more offensive action than they had against us. So was it only because of our strength? Was it because they were not that long together? That's I don't know exactly so far. It's really not long enough to judge it finally. Yeah. But yes, they will going to looking for that chance. Yeah? They will go for scoring a goal. That's the only way. Or they say, yeah, let's play again, whatever. But I think it's not important what Everton is doing. It's because we always have to influence it in the game with what we are doing. Even if they have an offensive approach, if we play like we want to play, then we will have possession more than Everton. Probably that's how it is. If Everton would have more possession than us tomorrow, I think that would be a surprise. So maybe this is the only part where we could be a little bit prepared for all the red. But that means then there's a counter-attacking threat. Bolassi is back. That's a big boost for them. And so they can make a few changes and have still a good squad. They were in a really good, had a really good run in the league before I think lost the last 2 games. But that's all not too important. It's a cup competition, and it's isolated from the season. It's much more opportunity than pressure, especially for the team who. People say they are not the favorites or whatever, but I think in the cup tie there are no real favorites. You need to be ready for it, and that we play at Anfield must be a big boost for us as well. And I hope we can use that then. But style of play of Everton, I don't know exactly, but it depends to what we do 100%.
Jurgen, given that you have 9 days before you play City in the league, and I know it's been a very busy period now, but does that mean that the strongest side will start against Everton, your strongest side?
Yeah. Has nothing to do with the City game, to be honest. But okay, if we would play 2 days later, then maybe I should consider it. But has nothing to do with the City game. But we always do that, by the way, or try to do it. And afterwards, we got judged, and we say, okay, it was the wrong lineup or the right lineup. That's our life. No problem with that. Yeah, will be the strongest lineup for sure.
Okay. Graham, anything from you before we go to Carl? No.
Just wondering, it's a time when players pick up injuries. You've had so many games on the trot. Is there also a slight frustration, Jurgen, that you're probably not able to integrate certain players that you might want to integrate into the side, or be forced to integrate into the side as quickly as you would have wanted to do, or too quickly? You would have wanted a bit more time to work, for instance, with 1 or 2 players that might be drafted in because of the injury problems.
You're speaking in particular about who?
Well, I was thinking about Dominic Solanke, for instance, who came in against Burnley, tough game, difficult conditions, and I don't know, maybe called upon again, but maybe you haven't had the time with all the games coming rat-a-tat to work in terms of working him in with the rest of the players.
No, each game for Dom is very important. He was really busy in that game. I'm not 100% sure. We got a lot of numbers after the game, but I think he had 12.5 kilometers or so, so that's pretty rare for a striker. That's quite lively. Helped us a lot in that game. He will score, no doubt about that, in the future. No doubt, not a shadow of a doubt about that. And in this moment, he gets experience. So that's how it is. So no, for a player like Dom, for him it's perfect. If he can play as much as possible, yeah, that's really important. For other players, so far, yeah, okay, Hendo and Alberto, of course, is not too cool, but they are they are really on the way back. So after Everton, they can be parts of team training then, that helps us. So we will see what that means for the City game then. But really on a good way, that were the 2 long-term. Adam is now back for a few weeks, and that he could play at Burnley, and how he played at Burnley, that was perfect for him and brilliant for us. Yeah, Mo and Phil are not big injuries, to be honest, but it's only a week. That's the problem. So we were quite lucky with when I heard about the diagnosis and when they are back, then you think, okay, oh, thank God, that was lucky. Because usually in this period of time, when you get an injury and you're out for 4 weeks, for 5 weeks, it's like 20 games. So so now it's talk about 2 games. Nobody wants, especially I think with the cup game, nobody wants that. But we cannot change that, of course. But so far it was okay. And always when you bring in other players like Alberto Moreno played a fantastic season so far, and then that meant for Robbo a quite hard time, but he could learn a lot in this time, and now he uses what he learned. So that's good as well. So there's always each situation always hides a chance for somebody else, and as long as we can react, as long as we can bring 11 players, then we always will have a solution. If it's then the best one, it's the best one for the moment for sure. If it's the best one in general, I'm not sure, but it's all okay so far. So if we have to keep on going. We have to use all the boys. We used pretty much all of them so far, and that helped all of them.
Carl?
Just wondering, do you have a timescale on Phil's injury in terms of when he's due to be back? Because obviously he missed the whole of August, the back injury, and the transfer window was open. He's now injured at the start of January when the transfer window was open. People say it looks a bit suspicious that he's injured during these 2 periods.
Are you saying that, Carl? Just
Yeah, well, yeah, I would say that, yeah.
Yeah.
It's coincidental, maybe, that he's a bit injured at the start.
Suspicious or coincidental?
Coincidental, man. Let's say coincidental.
You said suspicious.
I apologise, I didn't use the words.
You want to answer the question?
No, sorry.
I lost it halfway. Sorry. So what's the problem? when I think Phil is back,
Yeah.
I think he's in a bunch of available players as well for the City game. That's the 14th of January, right? Yeah, I think so.
Can I ask you about policy on the goalkeepers for the FA Cup? Danny Ward played the Carabao Cup. He's hardly any action. What's your thinking? Is it still to rotate Simon and Loris, or?
Yeah, Loris will start, and I'm pretty sure to ask John Achterberg again, but I think Wardy is sub. So means Simon has a little break. Then that's it.
What will be the plan for Danny going forward then? Because he's not played that much. He only stood for this game. Is chance to
The plan, the plan for Wardy is a plan I speak to him about. I thought before I speak to the press about it. All good so far. Danny is a young, very skilled goalkeeper with a lot of potential, what means space for improvement, and yeah, that's it. And we are quite desperate to work on that together with him. To be honest, we would like to do that, but we have to see. Nothing done with all the requests so far from other clubs for loans or stuff like that. How I said, we have to. It's always like if in the transfer window in January, everybody's doing like the season is already finished, so now we can get all the players, and because you didn't need them in the first part of the season often enough or stuff like that. But it's a long season, a lot of games to come still in a shorter period of time. So there's enough to do for all of the boys. So. No rush in that, and we cannot help other clubs before we think about ourselves. So that's all.